Okay, so imagine this, right? You've got a research assistant, but this assistant can go through millions of scientific papers in just seconds
Wow.
and pull out exactly what you need, citations, you name it.
Yeah.
That's what OpenScholar is promising, this new AI system.
They're pretty incredible. Yeah.
It is. So we're going to deep dive into OpenScholar today, how it works, why it's getting so much attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's outperforming some of the big names in AI when it comes to scientific tasks and what this means for the future of research, all that good stuff.
It's a big one.
It is a big one.
I think one of the things that makes OpenScholar so interesting is that it's not just predicting text, right?
Right.
Based on what it's learned before.
Yeah.
It's actually connected to a database of 45 million open access papers.
Wow.
So when you ask it a question, it's searching through real-world information.
So it's going to those papers.
It is, yeah, to give you the most accurate answer.
And it's telling you where it got that information from.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not just like making it up, which we've seen with some of these other AI models.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes it so powerful.
Right.
It's grounded in actual scientific literature, which makes it much less likely to have those hallucinations.
Which I guess is what they call it when the AI just makes stuff up.
Exactly, yeah. And
Yeah.
that can be a real problem, especially in research,
Okay, step
where
checking.
accuracy is so important.
You know, it makes me think about that study I read about where GPT-4o
Right,
was
yeah.
tested on biomedical research questions, and like over 90% of the time,
Yeah.
it was citing papers that didn't exist.
It's wild, isn't it?
Wow.
But that's what OpenScholar is trying to avoid by using a self-feedback inference loop,
What?
which is a fancy way of saying it's double-checking its work.
Okay.
So it's cross-referencing information from multiple sources to make sure it's right.
So it's not just polling the first thing that it finds.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like verifying it.
It is. It's a very clever approach.
So that's got to be reassuring for people, especially in research. You know, like,
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you compare OpenScholar to some of these big commercially available AI systems,
right?
it's actually performing better on tests that are designed for scientific AI.
Oh, wow.
More accurate facts, better citations.
Wait, so you're saying this open source system that anyone can use
Yeah.
is actually like doing better than these big, expensive AI systems?
That's what the research is showing, at least when it comes to the scientific information, yeah.
Wow.
And it's way more affordable to run, too, like 100 times cheaper than a system built on something like GPT-4o.
That's got to be a game changer for a lot of researchers, right?
I think so, yeah.
People who don't have the resources for those big proprietary systems,
Yeah,
smaller institutions, you know, underfunded labs,
absolutely.
they could all benefit from this.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's a really exciting development
It is.
in the field.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does level the playing field.
It does.
I think it has the potential to
Democratize access to these powerful AI tools,
right.
which could be huge for research globally.
Okay. But let's be realistic for a second, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be some downsides.
Yeah.
It can't be all,
Right.
work.
Not magic.
Yeah.
One of the biggest limitations is that it relies entirely on open access research papers.
Okay.
So if there's, you know, crucial findings that are locked behind paywalls,
Right.
which happens a lot in like medicine or engineering,
Yeah.
OpenScholar might miss that information.
So it's limited by, what's freely available.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Which makes sense, but
Yeah.
it's important to be aware of.
Yeah, it's a potential blind spot.
Yeah.
For sure.
And, you know, even though OpenScholar is really good at synthesizing information
Yeah.
from those papers it can get to,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a tool.
Right.
It's not replacing scientists
Yeah.
or their expertise.
It's not like putting anyone out of a job.
No.
Yeah. It's about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them.
Right. It's a collaboration.
Yeah.
Working together,
Exactly.
AI and humans.
OpenScholar can handle that, really tedious part of going through all that research.
Yeah, no one wants to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's still up to the researchers to actually interpret the findings,
Make sense of it all.
draw conclusions, ask the next questions.
Oh, right.
It's a partnership.
It is, yeah.
I think when you think about it that way, it's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
So OpenScholar is obviously a big step forward for AI in research, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about, the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
Where does something like this fit into,
Right.
the evolution of all this?
I think it signals a shift.
Okay.
We've been hearing a lot about conversational AI, right?
Yeah.
But OpenScholar is moving towards AI that can actually deal with complex scientific knowledge.
Yeah.
It can understand and synthesize information in a way that's way more meaningful for research.
So it's not just about an AI that can, have a conversation,
Yeah,
it can actually contribute to scientific progress.
exactly. Yeah, and the fact that it's open source
Yeah.
adds another really interesting dimension.
Yeah.
You know, the team behind OpenScholar has made everything publicly available.
Wow.
The code, the models, the data.
That's pretty amazing.
It's a bold move.
It is.
I think it could really accelerate innovation.
Because now anyone can kind of build on it, right?
Exactly.
Adapt it.
Yeah.
Maybe come up with applications that we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah, it's a massive collaborative effort.
It is.
Powered by AI and open source principles.
Very cool.
Yeah, the potential for discovery is huge.
But with that potential comes some questions, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do we make sure that it's being used responsibly?
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
Like, with any powerful tool, there's always the potential for misuse, right? We need to think carefully about the ethical implications here,
Yeah.
especially as AI becomes more integrated into research.
It's a lot to consider.
Yeah, and there will definitely be a learning curve
Oh, for sure.
as researchers figure out how to best use AI tools like this
Yeah.
alongside their own expertise.
Yeah, like finding that balance.
Exactly. There will be challenges, but I think the potential benefits are too big to ignore.
Yeah.
This could really change how we do science.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like we're really being pushed to think differently with all of this.
Yeah.
Not just about AI, but about research as a whole, you know?
Yeah, it definitely challenges how things are done now.
Yeah.
But I think that's good, you
Yeah,
know?
right.
If AI can handle that, like, information gathering part,
Mhm.
it frees us up to focus on the things humans do best,
The
right?
creative stuff.
Yeah, the thinking, the analysis.
Connecting ideas that you might not have thought to connect before.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like it's giving us the space to ask those bigger, more interesting questions.
Yeah.
Because we're not so bogged down with all that information.
Yeah. We're not wading through,
Right.
mountains of papers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. And the fact that it's open source just makes it even more impactful, I think.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just like a few big companies that benefit.
Yeah.
It's everyone.
It's the whole scientific community.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about it.
Yeah, more discoveries, faster innovation,
Mm-hmm.
a more equitable research landscape.
For sure. Yeah.
So for you, listening right now,
Yeah.
what does all of this mean?
That's the question.
Like, how could OpenScholar or AI in general change research in your field? What new things become possible?
It's something to think about for sure.
Yeah.
We encourage you to check out OpenScholar.
Yeah, go explore it.
Play around with it.
See what it can do.
See how it might change how you think about research and discovery.
It's a really exciting time to be in research, I think.
Absolutely.
Feels like we're just at the beginning of what's possible with all of this.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into OpenScholar.
Thanks for having me.
It's been great.